we want to talk about a bunch of Ds, all of the disruptive effects of the internet, particularly with regard to commerce, and within commerce, particularly with regard to informational commodities, books and scholarly publications, and a little bit about music and newspapers, and so on. Paul and I, as you will have divined by now, let me just, how many of you, everybody remember to bring a broadside? Hands on people who didn't remember to bring a broadside? Blake, take down these names. A broadsheet. Paul and I, as you know, are reluctant to use the R word, revolution, unless we're talking about razor blades, everything's revolutionary. But with regard to the world of publication, broadly speaking, and of informational products, there clearly has been a revolution. Things have changed enormously and irrevocably in a very short period of time, and everybody's a little bit freaked out by it. This is a slide that basically says it all, right? This was shortly after the Borders chain closed in about a year ago, closed down, and a Borders bookstore in Chicago posted a sign, "No restrooms, try Amazon," which was basically the idea. But wherever you look in the press, you're going to see huge numbers of stories touching all of the aspects of the effects that the internet has had on these businesses. That's Jesse Jackson Jr. about a year ago claiming that the iPad is handily responsible for the unemployment problem because all these people are being fired at Barnes & Noble and at the newspapers. Stories about new technology so that you can get a signed copy of a book, an ebook. I don't think that doesn't do it for me. I want that. Other apps that are going to change things. We'll talk about some of those. Then you have these all of these issues, which if you read the Darnton article, that was again, I really recommend that article. He's a brilliant guy, an important historian of 18th century France, who was then the head of the Harvard Library, was the one who pulled the Harvard Library out of the Google Books arrangement, which was made quite a fuss, has been an implacable, I don't say opponent of, but critic of Google Books, which some of us in this room have also been, Paul and I, and is pushing for this, as you know, for this, if you do the reading, for this independent national government-sponsored project to reproduce that. The French, in particular, and the Europeans in general, very distressed by the idea of Google Books. I mentioned this last time. They see all these English-language books pouring out on there. No French, but there are a lot of French books at Google Books, but there are no French. So people go online and they'll only get the English story of the side of the French Revolution. They forget the French side, and that's distressing. A lot of things are distressing to the French. Just yesterday, in the New York Times, there were 3 stories touching on the readings you did. That's how intense an issue that is. A small publisher, educational publisher, he's the one who did, what's the poop book? Everybody poops. Yeah, this was not my generation. Everybody knows my daughter's a horse. They do that book and a number of others. They pulled out of Amazon. They said, the heck with this. And one of the reasons that they have a kind of cadre of reps who go around to schools explaining their books and trying to get them to buy. When they said what happens, this is a frequent complaint of the publishers, what happens is the reps go and they make a sale, and then these people go and buy the books on Amazon because it's cheaper. So they pay the money to make the sale, which Amazon then gets the revenue for. There was this suit announced a few days ago by the Justice Department against Apple and a number of publishers for colluding. If you did again, I think most of you did because you can homework, the letter reading. There's a charge that the publishers colluded to keep prices high and not to go to the $9.99 figure. In the Bits column of the Times, I forget who wrote this piece, but the argument is, this is not going to hurt Apple that much one way or the other. This is not a big piece of Apple's business, needless to say. David Carr, who writes the media column, I don't know how many of you know Carr's work, he's a terrific writer, very lively and so on, is indignant that the Justice Department is going after these publishers instead of after Apple. In his column yesterday, he says this is the modern equivalent of taking on Standard Oil, but breaking up Ed's Gas and Groceries out on Route 19 instead. So this stuff is all over the place if you pick up the newspaper, or if you still pick up the newspaper. I use that metaphorically for you. So what we want to talk about today is, in a very general way, this will be, as we said yesterday, one of four or five different, five on the internet and its consequences. We keep swelling that part of the course. On some of the consequences of the internet, particularly with regard to disrupting the channels of commerce and distribution of certain kinds of products. We'll talk about all those Ds, demassification, decentralization, and so on. Talk in particular about disintermediation, the economist term for eliminating the middleman. Then about dematerialization, the production of information products that have no material realization, that don't require CDs or paper or records or cassette tapes to circulate. We'll talk about newspapers and the news. Disaggregation, I'll explain when we come there. And then at the end, if we have time, a topic perhaps more of interest to Paul and me than to many of you, although some of you will wind up, I hope, with a concern about this crisis in scholarly publishing, this crisis that libraries like Berkeley's library are facing now, where this has just changed everything. So, 6 Ds and a 7th. Some of these drawn from a book I recommend, John C. Brown and Paul Duguid's Social Life Information. These 2 must say this was a hugely important book and a business bestseller, if memory serves, when it appeared 10 years ago? Yeah, 10 years ago. But still, like, ripped from the headlines. It's still, which raised some of the questions that we've been raising about information. There was a kind of received view of information that really ignored the social context in which it was, an economic and political and so on context in which all of these products were being developed. This book played a big role in reintroducing those to the discussion. And talking about, these were not all Brown and Duguid's words, but talking about some of these notions. Demassification, which I'll come to, can mean 2 things, actually. Decentralization, which Paul will talk, I don't know, the 27th is not the right date anymore. It's this coming, it's the 19th, this coming, sorry, these days. So, denationalization, I talked a bit about last time. The idea there being, I'm not sure we'll get to it next time, the idea there being simply that when you can communicate so easily across national boundaries, for example, within your linguistic community, so that Hungarian speakers living in Slovakia, where they make up something like 15% of the population, now can communicate just as easily with the media in Budapest as the media in Slovakia. But no, is the capital of Slovakia? I'm not sure. And the Slovakians, in fact, have been distressed about that and passing laws saying everybody's got to take a Slovakian name and no more Hungarian publications, but they just get it over the web. It's very hard to suppress now. Despatialization, where nothing is anywhere, and Paul will talk about that next time as well. And then today I'm going to talk about disintermediation, cutting out the middleman. Disaggregation, where a product like this that bundles, I'll tell you why I have an Australian paper here later, I hope, that bundles a story about police training review, the weather, crossword puzzles, classified, shipping news, television, all that is bundled together in one product. Does that still have to be the case, that these things are all aggregated, or can they be disaggregated? And that's one of the other things that's happening with the web. And dematerialization, I think I mentioned earlier, the lack of, you no longer need material objects to carry these products. This is a perfect case of what we've been talking about all along, where economic, social, political, technological, legal influences all mix in very complicated ways to determine what's going on. So if you read the Auletta article, you can instantly see this is not a question of just putting this material, this technology in place, and everything's going to follow. There are legal questions, economic questions, social questions, who's going to do what, and so on. It's a very complicated business, and that's why all of this stuff is being fought out so intensely. Let me start with this notion of the internet as disintermediator. Disintermediation, as I say, is a term that economists started using in the 80s, I think, to refer to cutting out the middleman, the intermediary, so that where there used to be a kind of chain, in the classic instance, somebody made a product and gave it to the distributor took it to the stores, you went to the store and bought it, and everybody added on his or her margin on top of that product, and that's how I got it. If I had a problem with it, I went to the store and I said, these sardines are rotten, and the store person calls the distributor and says the sardines are rotten, and the distributor calls the fisherman and says the sardines are rotten, and the fisherman says the sardines are just for buying and selling and not for eating. There are certainly industries in which the process of disintermediation has been enormously successful. Books, for example. How many of you, how many of you bought more books, either electronically, e-books or physical books, online than bought them in bookstores in the last 2 or 3 months? Anybody here buy more books at bookstores? Good for you. Good for you. But nonetheless, most people, a huge number of people are buying books online. The bookstores, I think there are about a third as many neighborhood bookstores, independent bookstores now as there were 15 years ago. They're just disappearing. Berkeley has no important independent bookstores. The new bookstores, Cody's is gone. They're all gone. The city as well. I mean, rather than the city, there are a couple of small bookstores that hang on by. There's a terrific little bookstore a couple blocks from me on Valencia Street. Gone. Now they couldn't do it modern times. So in that business, either because people are ordering physical books online, or because people are just buying ebooks and downloading them, the bookstore, which we'll talk about, which has had a lot of functions in society, is just is endangered. Let's say some electronics and photo. How many people again here buy major electronics online, major electronic computers, terminals, and how many buy them from stores? Somebody, why do you buy them in stores rather than? Yeah, Michael.
Well, I mean, it depends on when I need it, but you know, if you need something for your computer, like a flash drive or something, it's usually when I can't wait for it. The rate usually to do it. There's no way chasing to be on it generally.
Adam?
Do Apple stores have those?
Oh yeah, well, Apple Store, yeah, sure they can. I mean, they're stores, aren't they? It's another kind of cutting out the middle where Apple has become its own retailer, absolutely. So there's an disintermediation there, although it's still sold in a physical store. And you're right, I mean, you could run that either way. Yeah, your name is? Mike, yeah. Yeah. I got to get I'm doing a remodel, and the TV set's going on the wall, and I need one of those arm things that swings out. So you go online, and there are 78 of them. You know, they're running price from $19.95 to $500. There's got to be some difference here, but I don't know what it is. So you go to Best Buy or someplace, and you say, what's the deal with these things? You need that help. Somebody else, yeah, son. You can easily return it. Yeah, particularly if it's like a monitor, right? If it's some big thing, the last thing you want to do is put this thing in a box and, take it to the post office, the thing, if you're a certain point in your life, and then ship it back to New Jersey and wait for a new one. And you really don't want to be involved in that. If it's a small thing, you feel more comfortable doing that. Yeah, and your name is, remind me. Lisa, yeah. Okay. Right. Right. So that's important just for shopping the item. You're buying a display, they look different. You want to see what they look like, and well, no, I don't think you're ready. Right. My wife ordered a set of dishes. We had a lot more parts than we ordered. Let me put it that way when they arrived. Your name's remind me. Kat. Okay. Now you're honest, right? How many of you in the last year, 6 months, have done exactly what Karen admits to having done? But come on. I think that's only half the people were actually done. Let me add it. So, yeah, because and we'll talk about this with regard to books, but books in particular, browsing bookstores is wonderful. Say, ooh, that's a good book, but it's $28 here. I'm going back and buy it at Amazon for $17.95. I do it. I feel guilty about it, but I give the other $8 to carry. So there are certain markets in which at least partially the market has been disintermediated. Disintermediated not in the sense that I'm talking about where the company becomes a retailer. That's an old practice that actually goes back a long time, but disintermediated in the sense that people are buying the products online and having them shipped by to them. Books, when used, certainly used books have made a huge difference. I mean, now every little bookstore, if you're looking for some obscure used book, every little bookstore in England or New Jersey or in Tampa, Florida, can put its inventory online, and you can get it and have it shipped to you. And so it's enormously changed that market. Some electronics and photo, we talked about this, smaller items, a disk drive, a USB cable, and so on. A USB cable to USB cable to USB cable. If you get it online more cheaply or whatever, you just do it. Some apparel. How many people? I should do this by gender. No, let's not do it. How many people have bought shoes online in the last year? Okay. Leave your hands up. Put your hands down if they were other than athletic shoes or sneakers. Okay. So a few people have bought shoes. Why have you bought shoes? Remind me your name. Patrick. Yeah. Why have you bought shoes online? Yeah. What kind of shoes were they? They weren't sneakers or something. And you felt comfortable that the size would be. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And that's why God gave us apples, right? You just throw them in the boxes. Yeah. And your name is. Right. Yeah. You wear them around. Nonetheless, apparel is only about 10 or 15%. There is a business of wanting to see the item, maybe try on the item if it's an appropriate sort of item. It's an item that people like to shop for, some more than others. But people like to go to a store and go to the mall or whatever and check out the thing and try on the sports jacket. So in apparel, it's probably closer. Now this is an older figure, probably closer to 15 to 20%, but it's not a huge proportion. It's not the majority of the market. Rental real estate is virtually all marketed online. Obviously, you can't send the apartment over the internet, but it's marketed online, and a vast amount of it at Craigslist. That's where it's going. Sales real estate, no. And I'll come to the next slide why that hasn't happened. Used cars, this is one of the reasons that newspapers are in such trouble. People don't advertise used cars. I mean, they still do, but not to the extent they do on the internet, in various sites on the internet. Or they advertise it via the newspaper site, which is a different economic prospect. And finally, what I want to call stuff. which is the technical description of the products at eBay. Old comic books, Beanie Babies. My daughter has a vast collection of Beanie Babies that she collected 15 years ago, and she said, I'm going to try to sell my Beanie Babies, Dad. I know. Strange Sangler vintage samplers, all of that stuff that's out on eBay. Then again, you had a very specialized market for it. If you were into the business of collecting samplers, there are probably 20,000 people in America who do it, but there are only 7 in any zip code, right? So again, this makes it enormously efficient to do that. And computers, and Dell is the one company that's been greatly successful at selling computers online with that model. In other cases, people have disintermediated transactions, the actual business of buying and selling, retail stocks and investment products, for example. I want to ask you how many of you have your portfolios online, but virtually everybody, even if they're at one of the traditional high-cost brokers like Morgan Stanley, or as opposed to the Schwabs or E-Trade or so on, is doing checking their portfolios, ordering, and or selling online. Some people still do this through brokers, and of course, in the financial services industry, it's a very different matter. It's online; everything goes on online. That's very different because you're buying tens of thousands of shares of stock. But for retail investors, that's all moved online. Groceries. You can order groceries online. You can even have the groceries delivered to you online, but not online, by truck from the grocery store. A relatively small proportion of people do this. And I'm not going to ask you again if anybody's ever had groceries delivered. No, I could, but I didn't think that. Oh, Michael, have you had groceries delivered? Okay. Webvan, was a company. It was one of the ones that went under in the 2000 crash. And more famously yet, what was it called? Pets.com, which was one of these huge balloon stocks in the 1999, 2000. Had this sock puppet with a dog in their ads. It was very popular. People all got the sock puppet. The company went out completely, but the sock puppets on eBay, I think, are still worth a lot of money. Somebody else had a pointer? Yeah. Yeah, and your name remind me is Stephanie. I'm sorry. Right. And diapers are big, right? You got to follow. Right. No, there's certain things. Spare parts for out of production products. You know, you need this happened to me. You need a container for the soap distributor on your sink. You know, the thing where you hit down, the plastic thing, and you bought the sink 12 years ago, right? You need to get that thing. You can get that now. I mean, it's not. You wouldn't dream of going around San Francisco or Berkeley, stopping at every store and saying, "Do you have a little soap container for this sink I bought 12 years ago?" But you don't have to. In other markets, disintermediation has been limited or is restricted to certain niches. Sale real estate. People do their listings online. All the brokers do. People shop online, look at the pictures online, and so on, because they have to go see the property for the most part. But direct seller to buyer sales, where the brokers out of the loop, are a relatively small part of the market. I'm not sure how much Realtor.com does, but it isn't a whole lot relative to the market. Why is that? Well, brokers control the MLS, the multiple listing service, and there's been legal action around that, but for the time being, they still control it. It's complicated selling a house, and brokers do bring a lot of added value. It's a big item. You're selling your house for $1 million, $500,000, $1 million, $2 million, whatever it is. Those used to be humongous figures. Now they're buy your carport in Concord. You don't want to mess up because a 1 or 2% difference in prices is a big deal. Brokers take care of the staging, putting in all that classy furniture that they can covering up the knocks in the walls and so on and so forth. They do the negotiation. The closing of the property is usually very complicated. In California is a state where the broker can do that. You don't need a lawyer in the loop. In other states like New York, you do. But there's a lot of legal stuff. There are the inspections. There's all of that stuff that the average person just doesn't want to get involved in. Let somebody else do it. But price information is disintermediated in virtually all these markets, even where, when I say price information, means you can go and you can find out what this thing is selling for. Of course, in the case of houses, it's more or less, each one is different, but you can nonetheless see what the comps are and what other houses in this neighborhood are sold for. Whatever item you're buying, you can go out and see. And you know, it astonishes me. I ordered a printer yesterday, and after 12 years of this printer, I really never liked. And, you know, so I went on to CNET, and I looked and saw what they were rating the best printers at, and I looked at Macworld and so on, and I thought, okay, I want this Epson printer. And then I went online, and you could get the list, and the price for this Epson printer varied by about $130 from one site. I'm thinking, how can they do that? How can they possibly, you know, since everybody knows that how can you possibly sell this printer for $400 where here they're selling it for $270? Everybody can find that out. I don't know what the deal is there, but obviously they're thinking of something. In particular, and as we already mentioned, informational goods, let me call them in a very general way, or informational commodities or products or things with information in them, have been disintermediated in part because they've been dematerialized. You think of all of the different forms of inscription, let me call them, for informational products. You got your books, you got your CDs, you got your 8-track. Anybody here have it? No, I'm going to ask. You've got the shrink wrap software. How many people here have bought anything in the last year, any piece of shrink wrap software? Jesse's the one, the one old-fashioned. You've got scholarly journals, and there's the old newspaper, right? All of these, the traditional mode of distribution of these products, and all of them threatened or already offed by dematerialization. Most people get most software by downloading. Most people get most music by downloading. Books is a little more complicated. We'll come to that. Newspaper is very complicated. We'll come to that. And journals as well. But dematerialization has either already eliminated those products or has jeopardized them, put them at risk. Take, for example, the Postal Service. This is a headline. This was from 1910, but you could just look 2010. But if you look for post office revenue, whatever future, something like that, you'll find thousands of stories like this every day. And they're going to cut out Saturday delivery. They're going to raise the prices for this and that, and so on. The Postal Service the outlook is, as they say, grim. Why is that? What happened to the Postal Service? Well, one thing people think is the internet, right? You used to send letters. Now you send email, or you send files, you send whatever. How many of you have sent or received a first-class letter other than a greeting?